Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Greg Jones for Engine Builder, and today we're in Whitewright, Texas, and we're going to be checking out ICE racing engines right behind me. You might notice it says 2JM Fab on the door. These guys used to do, some full car builds and everything, and they've since gotten out of that and just do the engine building now, and now they're called ICE racing engines. We'll be talking with Chris Fowler. He's an engine builder here, so let's go check out the shop. Come on.
No shortcuts, no substitutes, no compromises. Great racers and engine builders choose Driven Racing Oil.
All right, guys, so we're inside ICE Racing Engines now, and I'm joined by Chris Fowler. Chris, pleasure to meet you. Thanks for having us in the shop. We're excited to check it out and see what you guys do here and show the guys around what you got going on. But before we do that, tell the folks a little bit about yourself and your background and how you got into engine building and a little history about the shop.
I went to Sam Racing, which is now Samtech.
I
guess that was 20-something years ago, or roundabout, and that's kind of how I got into the industry.
Yeah.
And then from there, my father and I owned Extreme Horsepower a long time ago, and then it progressed into now I work with ICE Racing Engines with Josh and Justin are the owners.
Okay.
And I build engines and do a lot of cylinder heads with these guys.
Very cool. And I understand you guys used to do like full car builds and things. And
right. Josh was the chassis builder, and he's really good at the chassis. So we used to do 25.5 full cars from start to finish.
Very good. And just recently, you guys kind of stopped doing some of that work and focus more on just the engine side of things.
We focus more on the engine side now just because of the time frame of doing a complete car. Just takes forever, so it's hard to get stuff in and out. Yeah.
And then what kind of platforms do you guys specialize in terms of the engine building?
Well, we do a little bit of everything.
Okay.
We even have a couple of contracts with some UTV companies, so we do CNC ported cylinder heads and engines for UTV race cars as well. Very cool.
So a little bit of the Powersports stuff.
We do the Powersports, we do the LS engines, we do the big block Chevrolets and the small Fords, all the domestic stuff, and then a couple of random ones every once in a while.
Yeah, very cool. Awesome. All right, well, Chris, I'm going to let you lead the way.
Okay.
So I'll let you take it from here. I'll ask some questions as we go. But
sounds good.
Let's go check out the shop.
All right, let's go.
All right. Nice.
These are two of the last chassis builds that we had here in shop. We still got to finish these up for some customers, so we still do some chassis work, but we try not to do as much anymore.
Sure.
But this will be like a full two-frame chassis pickup with a twin turbo LS. Probably make 2,000 horsepower or something silly.
Wow.
And then we're not real sure what that car, it's an Impala, is gonna wind up being, but the tin work and all the tubing and stuff, Josh did all that, and it is really awesome. But we'll get back to that project. Pretty much everything you see here is somebody's waiting in line. So we got a lot of projects going on. We have two CNCs. They're from Rottler.
Yep.
One is a 4-axis, and it does all of our block machining. So any billet main caps, lifter truing, big lifter bores, sleeving. We do the sleeving on Coyotes and LS blocks.
Okay.
And we do some Hemi stuff every once in a while as well.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but I think one of the Rattlers is fairly new.
This one's fairly new. This one we got used about, I guess it's been 2 years ago now.
Okay.
But this one we got brand new.
Yeah.
And this is our 5-axis, and we do all the CNC porting on it. And we'll do the etching for the different companies that we do stuff for, like Hess Motorsports and some other ones that we do cylinder heads for. We'll etch their name, the company's logo in the cylinder head.
Awesome. And so you got a set of heads in there now?
Yes, we do. We got a pair of LS3s in there right now.
Nice.
There's 6-bolt casting. It's a tried and true combination. We've run these on a lot of different combinations. We've made well over 2,000 wheel horsepower, even on Fuel-Tech's chassis dyno.
Yeah, awesome. Very cool.
And then we got our line hone, our Sun and line hone. So finished the line hone on all the blocks. So pretty typical CH100. I think everybody's seen one of those.
Got to have it.
Yep. We have a vapor hone, so all the cylinder heads that get really nasty looking, it's got like glass bead media, and it really makes them look brand new again. Yeah. So it brings them back to life.
And you said you primarily use the glass bead for that?
Yeah, glass bead, and it takes a while to get all that media out of there, so we got to be real careful to get all that out of there. So washer, regular mill, lathe, everybody needs those for little typical stuff. A surfacer, got a pair of big block Chevrolet heads I'm surfacing.
Okay.
Nothing big there.
Yeah.
Then we have our Rottler hone. I really love this thing. It does extremely well. Keeps the cylinders really straight. I have probably honed on all the old CK10s, 616s, all that stuff through the years. And this is a cat's meow right here.
Yeah, and so this will automatically go hole to hole for you and everything? And
this one will, but we do not have that attachment. That attachment would go right there to go hole to hole. So we just, whenever it's done with that hole, we'll put it in the next hole and put it down. Okay,
very cool.
And then another Rottler, it's our seat and guide machine. Do all the valve jobs. So mainly I do most of the valve jobs of all different sorts.
Yeah, like you said, you got a little bit of everything right there.
Modular Fords, LTs, big Ford, big Chevy. Here's a side-by-side. This is a Yamaha YXZ. I got to fix it up.
Okay.
So a little bit of everything.
Yeah, very nice.
And our TNS balancer. It's been a really good balancer for us. They make good machines as well.
And you guys have balanced pretty much every engine you guys are doing?
Every engine. We'll balance the crankshaft. Even the stuff we get from Callie's or anybody else, we'll double check it and make sure everything's on the money before it goes to done.
Now, Chris, I had a quick question. You know, again, you mentioned all the different types of engines you guys will get into.
Yep.
Does it take quite a bit to do the different machine work on? You know, if you're jumping from a UTV head to something like a big block Chevy?
Setup always takes a while to get set up for that particular cylinder head. So we try to do it, if we got a bunch of big block Fords or a bunch of UTV stuff, we'll try to set up for that, for that valve size, and I'll do those that day.
Yeah, work through all that.
And then the next day I'll go to something different, whatever's pressing that somebody has to have to, you know how everybody wants to race this weekend. So,
absolutely.
We're always in a rush.
Yeah, very good.
Any of the hand porting I do, or Josh does, or anybody, gets done right here.
Okay.
Try not to make too big a mess, but it always does. Or we got a Superflow 600 flow bench. It's
very good.
Been an industry standard for a long time.
Yeah.
So we still flow cylinder heads and make sure everything's still working right.
Yeah, getting the right numbers that you want.
Right.
Yeah.
Cylinder head assembly, and then this is a pair of SC1 Fords. So we do some outlandish off the wall cylinder heads every once in a while. So,
nice. Yeah, those are pretty cool.
The old castings that the guy had, they were old and they had been blown up and we had repaired them like since 2016, so they were really old. And so we got, I think the last set that Elderbrock had, I think they had 3 castings, and we got 2 of the 3.
Oh, wow.
And we put that same program into this cylinder head.
Yeah.
And then we do that chamber softening program like a lot of companies do.
Yeah. Very good. Now, Chris, how much of your work is a complete engine build versus, you know, maybe just doing some cylinder head work or some machine work?
I would say it's half and half.
Okay.
As far as complete engines out the door versus just a pair of cylinder heads or just machine work on a block.
Yeah. Okay. Very good. And then, you know, how many heads will you guys get through in a year, and then how many full engines?
That's a tough question. I don't, but I lose count.
Yeah.
You know, we try to get 3 complete engines out a week.
Okay.
Is kind of the goal. And as far as cylinder heads,
that's a decent volume then. Yeah.
We can churn out, like, say if it was an LS CNC ported cylinder head, and we, like that one in there, we can do 2 sets of those a day, like complete. They're CNC, I valve job them, surface them complete, they got shipped out. So we can do 2 sets in a day. That's about all that the 3 of us can hang with.
Yeah, very good. Nice.
What if your honing oil provided more precise results in less time on a cleaner surface with less wear on your tools? Introducing the first premium honing oil formulated specifically for engine builders and professional machinists. Honing Oil 10 from Driven Racing Oil.
This is the best honing oil that I've had. The cylinders are cleaner. They look a lot better. Even when we get ready to assemble it, the cylinders are still clean. I really do like it.
For more information or to order Honing Oil 10 right now, visit drivenracingoil.com.
Bunch of stuff that's waiting on us.
Yeah.
A lot of LS. That's a Honda Talon. So, like I said, that they get dirty and nasty, and we'll clean them. They'll look like brand new when we get done.
Yeah. Now, I know there's more and more shops getting into some of the Powersports stuff, but you know, you guys are some of the few folks that we've come across so far that has done it. You know, how has that segment been for you?
It was really hot about 2 or 3 years ago, and it's fallen off a little bit. Okay. But it's still pretty steady.
Yeah.
So.
Well, especially the UTV stuff, you know, those guys like the horsepower and the
They do like the horsepower, so a lot of the models have turbos, so they always pushing it to the limits.
Yeah, that's neat. And
these are all getting torn down or waiting on parts or something. Yeah. And then we have the build room.
Oh, nice.
So this is our final assembly clean room. Most everything is waiting on parts or me. Some of the stuff's together, like we got some modular forge stuff. Everything that's in bags, it's on the floor. It's waiting on the customer to pick up. These are all waiting on customers to pick up.
Okay.
So
nice. And temperature controlled. And
it's temperature controlled. We
nice and bright.
Yep.
Yeah.
We keep it as clean as we can in here, and
very cool.
That way we don't have any dirty engines.
Yeah. And then do all 3 of you guys, you know, help assemble, or is that stuff you do primarily?
Yes.
Okay.
We all assemble. But this is the one that we had for y'all to take a look, see at.
Yeah, nice. Very cool. These coated on top there, the pistons?
They are coated.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Those are Ross pistons, and they got coated by them.
Nice.
It's 427 inches, nothing super special there, but the parts inside of it are some of the best ones that you can buy. So it has a kind of a one-of-a-kind. It's got a Cleveland main, so it's got the big mains in it, versus the factory LS stuff, which is about 2.5 inch. These are about 2,750. It's a Cleveland main. LS crank, center counterweighted. It is Callie's billet crank. Ooh.
Yeah. Nice.
And then they're the Callie's ultra rods, the ultra I-beams.
Yeah. Very cool. Very cool.
You can see the huge mains on it.
Yeah. Well, I'll be looking forward to learning more about this build in our Engine of the Week here.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, we'll feature it in that.
Cool.
So those folks can check it out there.
It'd be great. There's the cylinder heads that we like to run. So if this engine gets it, we do a lot of them.
Yeah. You got an O-ring there too?
Yep,
Yeah.
we do the copper O-rings.
Yeah.
So that's one of our little signature deals is we do the MLS gasket with the copper O-ring. We've had a lot of good luck with that. High boost, high horsepower applications.
Yeah, and that's just for those higher horsepower stuff.
Yeah, I mean, you could run it on a naturally aspirated deal, but
Yeah.
it's specifically for the higher boost,
Yep.
high horsepower stuff.
Yeah. Chris, anything else to see in the shop? I noticed there's some stairs and maybe some parts upstairs.
We got
there.
a bunch of parts up there if
Yeah.
y'all want to go see all that. I mean, everybody's seen parts,
Yeah.
but it's
Just
just
kind of a storage area up
Yep.
top there.
a bunch of bearings and gaskets and stuff like that. We keep our normal stuff that we build a lot of, like the LSs and the big Chevys and the small blocks. We keep extra bearings in
Right.
stock so we don't have
Right.
to overnight stuff all the time.
Yeah, very cool. Chris, anything else about the shop that we're leaving out, or just any other aspect that we haven't quite checked out?
We do a lot of EFI tuning. Josh is really good at the Fuel Tech stuff. We've been doing Fuel Tech, I guess, ever since they really came out. So we have Fuel Tech on a lot of things. Even like my daughter's UTV has Fuel Tech
nice.
system on it.
Okay.
So we do them of all different things. Even like the micro sprints, we do the Fuel Techs on those. And then Josh also tunes worldwide. So he'll tune some cars overseas sometimes.
Okay, and you can do that remotely from here?
Remotely, yeah. He'll be probably logging in maybe later today to help tune a car. We do a lot of Fuel Tech tuning.
Yeah.
We do a lot with the Holly, but not as much as we do with the Fuel Tech.
Okay. Very good. Yeah, that definitely seems to be a big thing these days. Is all the EFI. Yeah.
Yeah, the carburetor. I mean, it's still there. We still do some carbureted applications, but just not very many anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, we got a 2-barrel dirt track deal that we got to ship up north this week, but I mean, those are few and far between for us nowadays.
Yeah, very good. Well, awesome. Well, Chris, we appreciate the tour.
Yep.
It was cool seeing around.
Thanks for coming.
Yeah, it's cool seeing what you guys got going on, and a lot of different, things. Like you said, you guys are doing a lot of different things between the domestic engines and some of the UTV stuff. And,
Yep.
it's all really neat, so we appreciate it.
Yep.
Guys, that wraps up this shop tour. Make sure you're checking out everything going on here at Ice Racing Engines. And as always, make sure you're checking out enginebuildermag.com for more great engine content. We appreciate you watching, and we'll see you guys next time.